John Hart and George Escala. John Hart and I do the CW at 10 each night, coming to your house, and make sure you watch us. George Escala does the city reporter, the city beat. Anything has to do with commissioners of mayor or anything happens in the city of Augusta, that's George Escala, Monday through Thursday. And then on Friday, George does Out There Somewhere, those quirky little cute stories. So if you have any ideas or suggestions, make sure you email George. Also, George is celebrating 26 years here at News Channel 6, so we are so excited about that. And we're glad that you all have come to celebrate with us today. John. 22 cameras.
Very good. You'll all be tested. You can't get out of the building unless you pass the test. Thank you first of all for standing outside and waiting to come in here. We really, really appreciate it. Second of all, you're standing right now at the beginning of the news process. This is where everything we gather out in the field, everything that we get, interviews, video, information, we bring it here, we put it into our computers at our desks, and then from there, we're able to put it into whatever format we want and send it to the next step in the process, which is the control room, and that's where you're going to see next. From there, you're going to go to the sports office. They'll show you how they do things over there. The weather guys are going to show you how they gather the forecast in the weather center, and then you get to go in our studio and see how we actually do the news live for you every single night. And from there, you'll go across the hall and see how WAGT does it for you on their channel if you so decide to watch that. So, with that said, I'll turn it over to Joy.
I want to stories in this rundown. Then during the newscast, they sit up here and they make sure that it is timed out perfectly, because if we run over, then we run into a commercial and we take money away from the sales department, and they don't like that. So, the director sits down here. They're responsible for everything visual that you see in a show. They, the video that you see, the interviews, the sound bites that you see, the graphics, they all make it happen in here. Also, here at WJBF, we have more than 20 cameras that are throughout this news station. We don't have camera operators though. They're all on an automated system. And the director here is able to control each and one of every one of those cameras through a click of a button in here. And that's what they do. Does anybody have any questions?
Yeah, so my first week on the job was Masters Week, so it was fun, crazy, exciting, everything.
Holy smoke.
But yeah, so Chris Kane, as you probably heard, has moved to the morning show, so that's how the job opened up. For the past 5 years, I'd actually been working as a sports anchor in Madison, Wisconsin. I'm actually a Wisconsin native, and while I've been down south many times in my life on vacation, because you got to get out of there in the winter, this will be my first time living here, and I have not been to the south in the summer before, so I've been warned. Pollen and heat, that's what I hear. But on the flip side, I'm looking forward to not having to shovel snow anymore, which is awesome.
Yeah, we're about there.
Yeah. But yeah, so while the weather's a little different, as far as everything else goes, it's sports, it's pretty much the same, just changing names. What we do up in Wisconsin, we're passionate about local sports, and people are passionate about local sports down here, and we try to deliver as much as we can. We have a limited amount of time each day to get it in, but we try to go out and get as much as we can. And along those lines, having the NBC here helps that, because we have Brendan, who's the NBC sports director, right over here, and while we don't share everything, we do kind of pool our resources when it comes to covering local events, and it just gives us the opportunity to show more games. But while we do share that, we try to keep some things a little bit separate too. Like we have Marissa, who's our weekend girl at ABC. She's actually out there working on her show right now because she got a show in like 2 hours. But while we do share some stuff, we keep her a little bit separate. Like when she does local features during the week on local athletes, things like that, we'll keep that only on ABC, and that's how we kind of we share, but we keep it a little bit separate. So it works out pretty well. As far as what we do here in this office in this new building, it's a pretty nice sports office. We can basically do everything right in here. On these computers you're seeing behind me, these are basically where we sit all day and we write our scripts. We find stuff on the internet, that sort of thing. All our editing we do on the computers on the side here. So basically everything you see on the air, we actually edit ourselves. All the local video, we basically go out and shoot ourselves, and when we get back, we shoot them on these P2 cards, we call. It's basically like an SD card on a camera. You just grab the clips off it, put it in there, put it on the timeline, edit it together, and then we send it through the system. I don't know how that part works, but once it's sent to the system, it gets on the air. That's all I know.